Hey there, we're going to get into some divine messages. All right, we're going to call in our ancestors, the angels and saints, ascended masters, and our teachers for our highest and greatest good. Please surround us in divine white light. And so it is, and so it will be. All right, what is the message for the collective, please? Okay, cracked open, feeling called. You're a messenger here. We have you're not alone. And then we have Hiereth. One more. So there's energy here in the collective that has reached a rock bottom and they're being forced to kind of like surrender, right? And it's a very difficult thing to do, and sometimes it's forced, right? So that change can happen, and there very well could be an energy in the collective at this time that's feeling like they're being cracked open, and it's like a whole new version of themselves is starting to emerge as through the process of alchemy. Okay, so this is about really doing that inner wound healing and, you know, dipping into the shadows and really being your most authentic self and, you know, questioning everything. And then there's this energy of walking through the threshold and saying yes to being called. And it's about, you know, I'm going to say yes to receiving and fine-tuning my soul gifts and training and stepping up. Okay, so many of you have been through this process of like nothing is the same ever, and you're being called to step up. And you know, heavy serious energy as well, so you may resonate with being a messenger, like earth angel energy, starseed energy, lightworker energy here. Your vibration very much brings harmony and balance. And then we also have a bit of homesickness, right? You could be longing from home, Hiereth energy. So this really talks about feeling homesick for the stars. Oh, I feel like you've been in a lot of isolation, but I feel like in divine timing, you're going to be connecting with your soul family and a community. Okay, so this will be, you know, energetically and then physically being connected. And then there's this strong devotion to what you're here to do as your cosmic mission. I'm getting that you are making your life a moving prayer, and that's part of your purpose here. I feel like your energy is potent. And that is beautiful. And then at the bottom of the deck, I have empathic starseed here. All right, and so this is really making sure that you work on your energetic sovereignty. Okay, and this is kind of like deprogramming yourself and not absorbing what isn't yours. All right, so really focusing on your energy signature and, you know, growing through our relationships, whether they're karmic or not. Like, they're all meant to teach us something, and this really taps into your soul's growth. And, you know, having an earthly experience here, there's the polarity. It's one of the laws, and so we tend to grow through conflict, believe it or not. And so collectively we're dealing with some of this, and it's so that there's some sort of like deep cellular healing that surfaces. I feel like this is a time that many of us agreed to have contracts to resolve things that, you know, require physical and emotional healing here. And this is also tapping into that Arcturus energy, but deep cellular healing is playing out here in the collective at this time. And many of us are starting to emerge, all right? And we're understanding how multifaceted we are as beings. And I'm like, hello, universe, how are you? And then we have the fact that like you're unique, and the nature about you is exactly how you have been like sculpted, right? And this is about letting yourself be seen. So I hope that you let yourself be seen. Let's see if there's any other messages with this deck. No? Yeah, it's like Breath of the Cosmos. Oh, I love this card. It's like my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. So sometimes we try to take control when we're not in control. And this is reminding you like you have no control of what's going on, like that's cosmically going on. Sure, you have the power to create, but You know, this is like not trying to micromanage the universe, right? The breath of the cosmos, okay? It's like there's something greater than you in charge here. And I feel like we're seeing this play out big time in the collective, which is beautiful. I love seeing that. Let's get a few messages from this deck. Let's see. All right, let's do a quick little how do you do, and then we'll get a few messages. This is kind of like the macrocosm, right? Like what's happening. Okay, from the bigger picture. All right. We have the Star card coming out first, all right, representing that beautiful, you know, soul energy, right? We have starseed energy, earth angel energy, light worker energy, that healer, right? The healer is here to help with physical and emotional healing on their earthly plane, right? So oftentimes you are cracked open so that you can surrender to the alchemy of life, so that you can help other people do the same, right? Because that is the road and path to healing, okay? So you very much could be someone who's helping to show the way, right? As a messenger of some kind, messenger of the light on the alchemical, inner alchemical process, right? I have that you have been through quite a bit in your life, okay? I feel like you have gone through the gauntlet in training and came out on the other side a bit bruised and beaten up, but nonetheless wiser. And this empowered your connection to the higher source, right? So that you can be the messenger that you were meant to be here as part of your soul contracts, okay? Yeah, this is serious energy, and you're meant to bring peace and harmony here as well as part of the being a messenger. So you had to heal your own wounds first, right? We're never fully healed, right? But it's a process, and I feel like you trust the process, okay? I feel like you are longing for home, all right? So this is you feeling like you're on earth, but not of it. You may have a strong connection to nature. You may feel like the moon is very significant to you. I have like wolves, like you could feel like a lone wolf here. Okay, you're not alone. We do have the Two of Pentacles. So again, things are playing out in the physical. All right, you could be going in a different direction that is going to lead you towards more physical connection and community. All right, so there might be a shift. Okay, the cosmic heart. So I have the Seven of Cups. Make your life a moving prayer. So what you focus on is what you create. And so this is you setting the intentions of your, you know, where you're going with that is on a cosmic level, right? You're very intentional, right? And tapping into, you know, what you desire versus what's desirable. There's this devotion, right? And then the Seven of Cups, you know, that talks about all the different earthly desires. And I feel like, you know, to add another cup would be you desiring and making your life a moving prayer. So you're using your intentions for prayer for a higher purpose rather than the earthly desires is what I'm getting with this. Okay, that's what you want to say. Yep, okay. Seven of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is you standing up for what you believe in and, you know, removing anything in your way that doesn't align with that. I feel like you're very protected and you have to be careful about not absorbing what isn't yours and taking on other people's challenges, okay, or lessons. So it's about establishing strong boundaries. Sometimes you have to remove yourself, right? I feel like you're somebody who may help and guide others on their soul growth, specifically as it relates to karmic relationships. I feel like you've got this higher perspective when it comes to these types of things. And so you could be a natural. You could be a natural counselor, therapist, advice giver, supporter. Someone who's had some experience where they can speak to this, they can guide on this. The Hermit tends to be a bit of a lone wolf sometimes, in isolation, on the spiritual path, okay? This Hermit guides others on their path naturally. There's that World card. All right, so this is the Temperance, clarifying the deep cellular healing. So this would be Earth Angel energy as well, or just representing that, you know, peace, harmony, right? Harmonizing and healing for the collective is what you volunteered to assist with here. And see all those birds? Those are the divine messengers. And then here's the World card. Breath of the cosmos, right? This is reaching a pivotal moment, okay? Walking through, like, you know, an I did it, or I've arrived, I've made it, like, congratulations. This is like a successful mission, right? And so there's a lot more playing out than what meets the eye. And so again, that's kind of like not micromanaging the universe, okay? Very good, very good. I love this. This is beautiful. I feel like this is like you've arrived, okay? It's like the best version of you has arrived. And I'm getting like, it took a lot, like it's a number 21, so it breaks down to a 3. So it's like, you know, integrated masculine, feminine, divine energy here, right? Like here to, you know, let's get this party started is what I'm getting, which is amazing. All right, so celebrate your accomplishments, guys, because, you know, if this is resonating for you, it's a you did it. You did it. So congratulations. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next reading.